Okay, so fill in the blanks for the present active participles of the verbs in parentheses. So what do I need to know about present active participles? They come from the infinitive, right? Right? So I see how I give you the infinitive of all these over here? Okay, so how do you get from the infinitive to the present active participle? Okay, so like at this one, I take off the RE. And yeah, you have to check the vowel, right? Because it acts like a imperfect. Okay, like the imperfect vowels. Okay, then you add NS, right? Audientis, right? What does this NS-NTIS tell you? The nominative and genitive, so it's going to have all of my present active participles are going to have what? What kind of endings? Yeah, so they're all going to have third declension endings. So you would take this part right here, this one right here, and that's what you would put your third declension endings on, matching whatever this word is over here that it goes with in gender, number, and case. Okay, I'm not sure in here that we've talked about, like if this first one is deponent. See how it doesn't have an RE in there? Okay, so how do you form the present active participle of a deponent verb? Do you may know?
You have the fourth participle part?
No.
You just leave it as it is and add the vowel?
Well, here's what I do. Okay, I look at this and I think, what conjugation is this verb? If it just ends in I, in the present passive infinitive, what conjugation is that verb?
First?
No. That'd be ARI.
Oh.
If it's just I, what?
Was that second?
Second would be ERI.
Oh, it's fourth.
Fourth is IRI. So it's...
Oh, it's the infinitive.
Third IO?
It's third. Yeah, this one's third IO. Okay, so I look at this and I go, oh, that's third IO in this case. Okay, so what would, if it was an active infinitive, what would it be? It'd be a greater rate, right? If it was third IO and just like not a deponent verb.
So we're changing it into a greater rate?
Well, yeah, but this form doesn't actually exist except in our minds. Okay, I call it the fake infinitive. Because it doesn't, it's what it would be if it had an active infinitive, but it doesn't. Because it's deponent and it only has passive endings.
So is that the same for all of them?
All deponent verbs. No, they're not going to all end in ERE, right? If it's ARI, it's going to be what? ARE, right?
Okay.
If it's IRI, it's going to be IRE.
So what about the EDI?
Well, this one is third declension, present passive infinitive. Third conjugation, present passive infinitive. So that's how I knew to switch it back to E. Remember these when we did this back in chapter 31? Like if your verb ended in ARE to make it the present passive infinitive, you made it ARI. Or if it was long ERE, we made it ERI. Remember that? Or if it's I, we made it... Whoops, sorry. If it was ERE, third, you made it I, and if it was IRE, you made it IRI. Remember that from present passive infinitives? Way back in chapter 31? Well, the deponent verbs are only going to have these. Okay, so see how this one looks like this? It just has the I on there? Okay, but you can't take the RE off of something that doesn't have an RE on it. Okay, so in your mind, even though these do not exist in deponent verbs, okay, to get the right form of the infinitive, you have to pretend like it exists.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Does that make sense?
You only do that for deponent verbs.
Only for deponent verbs.
So most of them you don't do that.
Most of them you don't. Most of them you do like this one down here. You take the RE off and move on your merry way.
I mean, like converting them from...
You don't convert them to anything because they're already in the active. Okay? Okay, so then you would go through this process. Once you get the fake infinitive, you go through this process down here. Right? Where you take off the RE. You would and add NS, NTIS, right? Does that make sense, how I got there?
How do you know that Grady is third IO?
Because it's the first principal part is a gradior, right? And if it has an I in the first part, it's third IO. Okay, so then I look at Marcus and Sextus. Okay, and I have to know the gender number in case of Marcus and Sextus. What do you think the gender number in case of Marcus and Sextus is? Yeah, it's masculine. I don't think so. Marcus and Sextus? Masculine, plural. What's it doing in the sentence? Nominative. Okay, so then I have to go over to this. Oh, here. Okay, and think what is third declension. I will get out my noun chart. What's third declension? Masculine, plural, nominative. ES, right? So your answer that goes right here is, whoops, gradientes. Remember that 1, 2, 3, 4 that we wrote down when we looked at these in chapter 39 on our last test? Okay, but this is just more practice with that. So that's what you're going to do, and then you're going to go through and translate the sentences. Okay? So if you would like to do it with a partner, that's great with me. Okay, so this first one we would translate Marcus and Sextus, and then Sandra said this is an idiom. Okay, so it means like literally means had in mind, but you could say intended. Okay, well we gotta do the present active participle first. So it's like Marcus and Sextus leaving from school, intended to go home. Okay, this next one. So I had to make it match with pueri, right? So pueri is masculine, nominative, plural. So what did I put in the blank? Audientes. Good. Okay, so we got the boys hearing the words of Euclides were rejoicing greatly. Yeah. Okay, and this next one, I had to make it go with puerorum. Okay, so let's do the participle first. So I'm going to take off the re, right? And I'm going to make it winiens, winientes, okay? Winientis. Okay, and I have to make it go with puerorum, keyword orum. So it's going to be masculine, plural, genitive, okay? So what's third declension if I take off this is? Yep, winning, I think it's tu, right? Yeah. How did I get what? Okay, while you're thinking of your questions. So we got, and this ferens, right, goes with we. So the road leading to the baths was full of boys, right? Coming from school. The road to the road leading to the baths was full of boys coming from the school.
I was wondering how you got the to change it into.
Because this has to be a third declension ending. Winnie and has to be a third. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this next one, boys, is going to be what? Masculine, plural, accusative, right? So I go to intrare, take off the re, and make it introns, introntis. Okay, then I have to think of what is the third declension, masculine, accusative, plural. It's going to be introntes. Good. Okay, but boys is not going to be my subject because it's accusative, right? So friends is my subject. Right. So we got friends greeted the boys
when they entered
Yep, entering into the baths. Good. Okay, this next one is kind of tricky because I see pueris, and pueris can either be...
It's the nominative in this sentence.
It is not the nominative in the sentence. Euquates is your nominative, right?
Okay.
The is can either be dative or ablative.
I think it's gonna be ablative.
I don't think it's going to be ablative.
Oh.
If it was ablative, wouldn't it have a preposition in front of it?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I thought it was because. Oh wait, no, that's a comma for implication.
Okay, so it's like Euquates says to the boys, right? So it's going to be dative. Okay, so it's dative, masculine, plural. Okay, so it's going to be, yeah, or exuiantes, right? So it's going to be exuiantibus. What does that word mean? Leaving? Okay, so Euquates says to the boys, leaving their clothes, taking off their clothes, there we go, taking off their clothes. Now we are going, right, into the palestra. What was the palestra? Yeah, the exercise ground. Okay, number 6. Okay, what's my subject of number 6? Acellus. So we got Acellus was the name. Okay, just like you say, like my name is, you would say mihi nomen est, the name for me is. Okay, so servo is going to be in the dative. So it's going to be masculine, dative, singular. Okay, so then I got to make my participle. So I got custodians, right? Because it's third, it's fourth. Custodiantis. Okay, so what would the masculine, dative, singular ending be in the third declension? DNT, right, with an I? Okay, so you'd say Acellus was the name. Yep, for the slave guarding the clothes. Furum is what? Furis is third declension, right? So where's the UM in third declension? Nope. Where's the UM in WEM? Where's the UM in third declension? Genitive plural. So it's going to be masculine, genitive plural, right? Okay, and this is Seripiens. Seripientis. Okay, so what would this be in the masculine genitive plural? Yep, gentium, right? Okay, so you're going to say great is the number of the thieves snatching clothes in this city. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, so we got Euquates, we got, this is my accusative, this is an accusative, this is my verb. So servo is either going to be dative or ablative, right? Since it doesn't have a preposition in front of it, I'm guessing it's dative. Okay, and here's my participle. So what would I put? How would I make it in the masculine dative singular here? I'd say custodian T, right? So then I'd say Euquates, what did he do? Gave the reward. Okay, who did he give the reward to? Yeah, to the slave, diligently guarding the clothes. Good. Okay, see how this has a preposition in front of it? That's what's going to make it ablative. So we got masculine, ablative, singular. Okay, and just for the sake of time here, so it's going to be dormiente. So the clothes have been snatched from the sleeping slave, right? And this last one would be agredientem. Sextus caught sight of the thief leaving from the changing room.